All right, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Markets at Lunch.
Well, let's get you a mood check then on Edelweiss Infra conference and what are the participating companies as well as funds talking about and how is the outlook on India. Let's get in Gargi Parikh then, who is right there at the conference. Good afternoon, Gargi. Tell us, how is the on-ground mood?
Well, on ground, the mood seems to be pretty excited about the Indian infra story. We have a whole host of funds which have come in, global funds, we have domestic funds, banks, all of them attending the conference. And from the sectoral side, from the infra space, in fact, we have companies from the oil and gas space. There are companies from power transmission, also renewable energy, which has been the new focus from the infra sector. All these companies attending the conference. In fact, what we gather from most companies and funds that we spoke to, that India is on the verge of a growth in the infra space. The three main verticals where we will see growth coming in for the infra sector, that's coming in from the transmission, which is going to be one of the big ones. Oil and gas space, that's another big sector that funds are focusing on. Also the renewable space. We have already seen a whole host of M&A activities in the last 2 months that have taken place from the renewable energy. That, according to Edelweiss, is going to go forward. We've spoken to a lot of participants also, including Wells Fargo, all of them mentioning that we need some new and innovative products in terms of financing, especially the yield-oriented products, which are very popular in the US, but India is clearly not very big on these products for now. Edelweiss is actually looking at, increasing the market for these yield-oriented products to increase the financing that we will see for the infra space and actually look at reducing the debt burden that's there on the infra companies right now. All of that mix is actually going to help boost the sector going forward.
Kagi, thanks for that update. Subahoo, Chodia, Head of Infrastructure Investment Banking Vertical with Edelweiss Financial Services, joins us now. Subahoo, thanks for joining us. Lovely conference, my compliments. So let's talk about the on-ground situation. What is the sense you are getting from after you've spoken to the corporates? Are things changing? And if not, when will they change?
Yeah, I think it has been very eventful today, and we have seen a very good turnaround. It actually is more than expected, what we were expecting. We have got a good presence from global investors, from companies in power sector, from companies in oil and gas space, and from the insurance companies in India. And we do expect, I think the gathering is picking up and the hall is full. So it's very, very exciting for us that what we're trying to tell the audience out there. I think we have a significant amount of presence out there to talk about it.
Okay, so which aspect of infra is seeing the most traction currently?
Yeah, I think the renewable is the buzz right now. So there is a lot of attention and investor interest which is coming for the renewable space. And as I mentioned in my speech in the conference as well, we are almost at grid parity on renewable compared to the conventional power. And that is what is making it much more exciting for global investors to look at it, that sector in India, because it doesn't have that much of land issues, there are no fuel issues. So that is pretty exciting. And we also feel that transmission is another sector which people are very closely watching for. And that is also seeing a good amount of attention now from the global investors. Railways is another area which is playing out very well, and there are a lot of investor interest which is coming out there as well.
So what would you make of the debt problems which currently are plaguing the sector? I mean, names like GP, GMR, GVK, for them it is an issue of survival.
See, what has happened is, if you look at it from 2010 to 2015, the debt to equity ratios of the large infra companies actually worsened. It has gone up from 1.4x to 2.8x now. And that is also to do with the fact that the capital market was not good enough for them to raise capital from the capital market. So they restored to a lot of debt financing, and they have got overstretched now. I only see a solution is either they raise equity capital and deleverage their balance sheet, or they have to sell some of their operating assets so that they can deliver their balance sheet and can come back into the business in terms of doing more greenfield and more development work.
Sure, and Subahoo, what do you make of the road space in India? Will these companies be able to do better business compared to, let's say, a high gestation project like airport or metro or port?
Yeah, because I think road is one sector which will see the first sign of revival. It's already seen a traffic uptick which we have seen in the last 6 months. And that is one sector where the legal framework on the concession agreement has been much more evolved. And we have an authority in place which have already come out with projects and going to come out with more projects. So that is the one sector which we'll see will revive much faster than, as you rightly said, compared to airports or conventional power like thermal.
Let's talk about today's big story, and that is smart city. For someone who's looking at investing into this entire smart city concept, which are the names and which are the companies one should buy? How do you think the smart city concept actually will help the infrastructure sector?
So I think the smart city will be more like a hub, and there will be need of infrastructure around that. And that will basically bring an opportunity to a lot of players to build infrastructure around those smart cities. There will be a lot of movement between those the smart cities, which is also going to happen. So we'll see a lot of development on the roadside as in smart city keeps developing, and we'll see a lot of self-sustained energy solutions like solar, which is also going to be implemented in the smart city. So we see a lot of opportunity both from renewable side, from road side, and also from water and waste management.
Okay, Subahoo, we'll let you go on that. Thank you very much for taking time out, chatting with us and sharing your perspective with us.